Right, I forgot I was Dark Link. Jeez. Guess it just kind of goes to show just how much time has passed since the last chapter. But yes, speaking of chapters, this one in particular is not stopping until we finish off this map as well. I did some calculations, and if we were to manage 3 levels per episode for the rest of this map, it will only take us 16 episodes to get through to the end of this map. So I'm thinking that I'll just go through and make this a little bit of a longer one. Now I guess I'm sort of carrying a trend of having the final chapter of a map be like the longest one, but I guess it's just more convenient. So I forget what I did with before the end of the last one. What game did I play? Because I'm thinking that my rationale there was more so, of course, I played like a long game, so like I may as well just go in a little bit longer for this chapter or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't really the case, because like I'm not entirely sure my opinion of it, but of the chapter lengths at all, as of this moment, because like sometimes when I've done chapter 5 episode length chapters, it's like, oh yeah, I could totally go for another 5. But then sometimes it's like, when I do the 10 ones, it's like, oh, maybe 5 was the appropriate length. And then of course going over that is just again kind of like, oh, how do I feel about this? Although that being said, these first few maps are going to be like the longest in terms of episode length, just because they are some of the longer maps in general, and not to mention the fact that of course starting off your characters aren't going to be as strong, and you will kind of need to build them up as you go along. Whereas on later maps, it's like, oh, we're already pretty powerful, so we don't really need to worry about levels and all that just yet. Not to mention, I'm fairly sure that in some areas, like specifically the Trifall, Termina, and Twilight Princess map, sometimes, because they split the weapons between the characters, like between the maps, some characters will be a little bit stronger than others, and so just, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be good to get on to another map, because like I'm not really a fan of how they had the first 2 be like the longest maps. Although that being said, just because the other maps are shorter does not mean that they're easier in any sense of the word. Not to mention, I'm fairly sure there is one more map towards the end that is fairly long. Although that being said, I get the feeling that isn't going to be drawn out as much as these first 2. Just because it's in a different version. But yeah, instead of working on videos, I've kind of taken to replaying through A Link to the Past, and I'm like really not too sure how I feel about the game in the sense of dungeons, because like I want to say the dungeons are kind of simple. Like, they feel a lot more simple than they would normally, I feel like. Or maybe, like, let's put it this way, I definitely don't feel as challenged with those temples with the way they would on the other ones. Like, I think the only temple I've done so far that I think is, like, noteworthy in any way is probably the Ice Palace. And that's kind of because there's a part in which you have to, or, like, there's a puzzle in which you have to, like, go through the, like, a certain floor again just to progress. Not to mention, I feel like the bosses are very hit and miss. Like, I think there's not a single boss I've fought so far that I actually like. Because a lot of the bosses in that game are just annoying. Like, it's not smart in any way. It's just very annoying. Like, especially the beginning part of the game. It's like, why? Like, I think, there's the worm, there's the mold orms in the second temple. Which I don't know why, but I thought it was the, third. I guess maybe I need to, like, look back and see what, dungeon order you did, or the Link Between Worlds was. Because, like, I'm fairly sure that Hyrule was the second one in that one. I wanna say. And then just I've got words about the Helmasaur King, although that being said, out of all the Zelda games I've played, I wanted to say that A Link to the Past is, like, the only game I feel the need to go out of my way to get the heart pieces for. Just because a lot of the enemies just deal a ridiculous amount of damage, and, like, not to mention, with the boss fights, they're not difficult in the sense that, they're, like, an actual fair and challenging fight. No, they're challenging, or, like, they're difficult in the sense that it's a annoying, sometimes bordering on bullet hell type of fight. And it's just like, what? How the hell do you expect me to go through this? Like the Mothra and the blind fight. I'm not really a fan of the Mothra fight. Only because I feel like you would have a fine enough fight as is if it was just the thingy. Okay, we definitely need to rush over there. Yeah, if it was just the Mothra and the moving floors with the wall spikes, like that, I feel like that would be, like, fine enough on its own. But no, they have it so that the spikes move too. It's like, oh, cool. Bullshit. Although that being said, I think the Water Palace fight is probably, like, the only fight I would say I don't actually mind, but, like, that, and oddly enough the thingy thing, Misery Maya thing, like, the only boss fights I'd say I don't particularly mind that much. Only because they're, like, sort of decent bosses, I want to say. So, like, another thing I kind of wanted to add to as well is, like, it's weird that, like, a lot of the bosses in A Link to the Past, if they haven't been reused at all, they've kind of been turned into mini bosses, which is just weird, I feel. It's just like, what? Why? was gonna say something about I should probably watch my health, but I feel like we're fine. Although that being said, we will be even more fine if this was the Switch version, since they do damage differently. There, it's a percentage, not the actual outright damage. I feel like it's gonna make things a whole lot easier when we do get to the Switch version. But of course we have to get there to get there, like that sort of thing. Okay, gold. I don't think we've seen many golds. Which is weird since we've been going for like 100 episodes at this point. Also, yeah, that is one thing I'm not entirely glad about. The fact that we'll be done with this map in about 16 episodes-ish is the fact that episode 100 is going to be like the second last episode of this map. Because like even like we could potentially still get there at this point, but like not get there at this point. But I'm thinking, or my initial plan was for episode 100 was to have an episode go on for 100 minutes specifically, and within that episode just do the first part through of a level, and then on the next episode go back through and do the level again, or any level, like anything I missed, I'll go back and do that, like that sort of thing. But seeing as it's pretty likely that episode 100 now is just going to be is just going to be like the episode before the finale. Like, I don't know what I should do for the what? Excuse me? Wait, please don't tell me this is one of the times where I need to use a flute. Really? Well, I guess in that case, might as well go ahead and do this level, because like this should give us a flute. I'm gonna be annoyed if this is not the case. Yeah, it's something else entirely, but like that, it's going to be annoying. Also, yeah, that's another thing I was getting to. Like, I'm not really a fan of the like fast travel aspect of Link to the Past. In the sense that I feel like it's weird that you have fast travel in like the overworld but not in Dark World, which I just like, that just kind of feels a little bit weird to me, in the sense that I feel like it would be much more convenient if I could just fly wherever I wanted to in the Dark World, especially since you have the moon orb or whatever the fuck it is, the mirror orb or whatever thingy. That would just make things a whole lot more convenient. Although that being said, I am kind of fine with the fact that there's points around the world where you can right, it's this one. Yeah, there are points around the world where you can go into the Dark World from thingy thing, and they are convenient enough. Although that being said, it is kind of annoying, like at the beginning of the game, where it's like, oh, the Dark World for the most part is split into two, so good luck, I guess. I feel like I should just do this. Okay, I kind of get the feeling that I probably should have avoided this guy as much as I could. But yeah, it just kind of feels weird because like, I'm fairly sure this is like the first one of these we've done. Either it's like the first one of these we've seen, or it's like the first one we've done. Because I like really do not remember this type of level at all. Which just kind of feels weird. Although that being said, I guess these sort of levels are kind of similar to the levels that are like, hey, complete as many enemies as you can within a set time frame. So I guess they felt or didn't really feel like overlapping them too much. So probably should be doing Volga's moves. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait till 7 minutes and then ditch. Okay, cool. Because we do have not a lot of time to get the remaining amount. Okay, from what I can remember, we have like 6 or 7 minutes to do this for the A rank. Although that being said, probably have a better time going back through this with Volga with a better weapon, I think. Although that being said, I guess I could just do that for every level. Just like not worry about A-ranks at all. But no, we're going for 100%, so we need those A-ranks. Although that being said, definitely kind of feel like I should spend a bit of time going back through and just like checking what badges everyone has. Cause like, I definitely feel like we need to do that at some point. I don't think Minna will power up anyone else any further, so I think we're fine. So just go up to the Agatha. Not just to mention that we could get lucky, then just have Minna come over to us. In that sense. Okay. Also, sorry if I'm getting a little bit quiet. I'm just trying to focus on this because my visual memory on the attacks is a little bit weird for Volga. Okay, there we go. Don't we normally get like fucking guys for this that gives you potions and stuff? I could have sworn we did get those. I'm definitely thinking the game plan for these is just to avoid everything, pretty much. Would like to avoid the bosses as much as you can. Which kind of feels a little redundant in a way. Because it's like you're killing everyone. Why not go ahead and kill the bosses? Okay, we do get them, okay. I definitely want the trans captain. Definitely want to go over there so we can get this a little bit moving. Although that being said, I kind of wish at like some point there was a time in which they just all came over to you. I feel like that would make things a little bit easier. Okay, yeah. I don't think we're gonna get an A-rank for this. Did we not do this one with Zant in the normal one? Cause I feel like we did this with Zant. I don't know why, like that's just the feeling I'm getting. I definitely kind of think like this might be the play. Maybe. Because like, if I remember right, all these like these hordes are about 100 enemies, so we should be fine. Should be. Not too much. I think we can just kind of pop off over there. And that should be more. Just move on. Okay, not any of this. Let's go down here. Although that being said, I kinda hope that doing this level would get us enough to get like at least a better weapon for Volga. I definitely think that's what we need for this one. Okay. So is this how it was in the first map, or is it going to be a little bit more lenient? Okay, no, we definitely needs to be better for this one. I think. I did the thing again. I forgot if there was a reward for this one, but we'll definitely see now. Okay, yeah. Just press X. Definitely the fast way of doing things here. Okay, there was. Okay, I was thinking about this one. Let's hope this is the... No, it was the recorder. Okay. I feel like we could have like a slightly longer episode now and then, right? Although that being said, I don't remember the length of the last episode. Not to mention, I think this one, as there's not a big focus on getting an A rank, I can just kind of skip around it if I want to. Like, say if I can't find the harpies quick enough, I can just do that. So, how exactly do I do Zant? Or can I remember how to do Zant? Specifically. And it is this map, that kinda sucks. Although, thankfully, we do have, Bridge Keep, I think it is? Unlock on our side, so I think we're fine. So it shouldn't be too overly annoying. Unless that guy's supposed to be like a Hylian ghost or whatever. Then things are gonna get annoying. Very much so. Yeah, up, do a Zant. There we go. Yeah. Just do it thing. Oh, just like do it thing. So, this is something I'm kind of embarrassed about. Not that I've done it, or not that I did it, but more so the fact that I've done this twice now. And that is going out and buying conditioner instead of buying shampoo. Especially on the second time around, like that's just that stings even more because it's like, oh, you need shampoo, and instead yet here you are with another fucking bottle of conditioner. Not just to mention I looked at the bottle like a little bit longer than I did the first time around. I was like, yep, that is the thing. That is the thing I need. It's even in flavor. Like, that's cool. But no, didn't look hard enough. It seems because I just had to buy conditioner again. Although that being said, would it hurt them to like sell the conditioner in like a different space than the shampoo? Yeah, you did kind of turn into the Hyrule ghost. Anyone necessary retreat? I don't think so. Fine. Yes, so, yeah, I now have a bottle of conditioner just sitting in the bathroom, as well as one in the fucking cupboard, because what the fuck are you gonna do with 2 bottles of conditioner? It's nothing. Well, I guess you could mix them, but like, why would you do that? Someone is in our base, and I don't want that to be a thing. So we best be going after that. Although, how much health does this guy have? Okay, a bit. Okay, just do a bit of this to get him down. Guys, you really need to be working on that, holy shit. I'm gonna go take down this guy. And if the harpies isn't in the keep down on the bottom there, I think I might just cut around until I do find it. Cause I feel like that would just be the best way to do it. Although that being said, I guess kind of shows when you do the thing, or when I'll do the thing. Although that being said, I could just cut like after this point, maybe. Although that being said, by doing this we will meet the first mission requirement, so definitely need to be aware of that. Just in case anything pops up that we need to be aware of. Okay, yeah, also I completely just overlooked the fact that by doing this level we're going to be getting a costume for Zant, which kind of feels a little bit weird that we just haven't gotten a costume for Zant up until now. Okay. I could have sworn there was something here. I might quickly go down to the other keep just to see if I missed a mission. Yeah, I missed a mission that just popped up for some reason. Shouldn't have, but okay. I did do that. Now I kind of want to go back and look if the did pop over the message there. I Like, what if it didn't? Although I think I want to say I was distracted by the keep popping up message, like that sort of thing. Okay. Like the fact that someone else got a or took over a base, like that sort of thing. Like that definitely feels weird. Cause like I'm fairly sure I have not gone over this, but like different elemental warriors have or can get different elemental effects, and the effects for light and dark are similar, but the way you go about them are different. With light, it's the more you've attacked a crowd, the more powerful you'll get, but for dark, if you're focusing on one enemy, the more you're focused on one enemy, the more powerful you'll get to damaging them specifically. But I guess it's weird in the fact that if it's a group attack, I guess if you're like homed onto someone, then it doesn't count. Or then it counts for some reason. Like, even if you're doing it on a horde. Although that being said, I definitely need to go back and look at what they are specifically, because I'm not entirely sure. Okay, just a quick one. I think before I go and redo that level, I'm thinking that'll go obviously what that is. Although that... Do the like dangles change? They do. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that Zant doesn't get like any good costumes, which I feel is a little bit weird, but yeah. Let's go back and do this level, why don't we? This level wasn't so hard if you just follow the basic rule of don't attempt to fight the giant bosses. In fact, I want to go one step further and say that I didn't even fight the other warriors except for one of them, only because I think it would have been like faster to do so. Well, it was faster to do so, but yeah. With that in hand, it wasn't so hard, but I did also give Volga a few badges just in case. I gave him his third weakness gauge badge, so they'll go down quicker. I also gave him his water resistance 2 and the potion effectiveness 2, so if needing extra damage and more healing was ever needed for Volga in this instance, we would have been able to have them. But yeah, I forget if I did pass this, but the reason I did go after Agatha instead of just passing her by was because she's weak to the fire element, so she would be the fastest one to fight out of the 3. Although that being said, I think we did this quick enough so that Minna didn't get the boost off, because I think she would have eventually. But yeah, 600 KOs is not really that bad. It's just really don't waste your time going after the giant bosses, especially if they're manhandlers. But yeah, not all that difficult. But yeah, we'll do a thing next episode, but until then, that is when I'll see you.